Ask ourselves, how strong am I from inside? And today from the workshop, let me gain some insights into how to develop my inner strength. So, welcome all of you once again. And as you can see, we'll be having Sister Mara Gomes shortly. She's already actually joined with us in the incognito mode, but we'll be listening to her after 1 hour. And you know, the workshops have been going on since a pretty long time, December 2020. We have covered so many so far. The last was on being carefree. And let me just stop sharing and welcome all our facilitators who always join as usual. Thank you all of y'all. So we have Sister Anu from Canada West Coast, Sister Shrutri from West Coast of US, and Sister Anu joining, Sister Pooja from Nagpur, the center of India. And we have a very senior brother, Dr. Ashok Mehta, who's always with us. He's also this time again. And also welcome to all the facilitators along with all the translators who really do a good job even for the workshop. It's a lot of effort to translate everything in the workshop as well. So with this, I would pass it on to Sister Anu. Over to you.
Thank you, Manoj brother. Welcome everyone. Okay, so we start our journey today on the strength, and for that the very first icebreaker exercise is to check our EQ, the emotional quotient. So for that I will play a video and I'll guide you through. That you have to be ready. All of us are ready, I'm sure. That look through the questions and choose your answer, and then I will guide you through how to calculate your EQ. Give me 1 second. So this will be the EQ test. As we know, IQ, we know, intelligence quotient, but more than that, emotional quotient is something that can bring more fulfillment or for success. Emotional quotient is more important. That teaches us how to be grounded, how to be stable in any situation, and able to make the right choice that can bring happiness, peace, harmony to our life. So let's start our experiment. I mean, this exercise. That's what we just explained. What is EQ, more important than IQ? And we'll move to the question number. So it is like, we cannot play the whole video, will take more time, but we have to understand. So this is just a sample that you will get a question and 4 options to reply. You have to choose your answer. You can choose as A, B, C, D. There are 4 options. So you will get enough time to read through the question, then choose your answer. So for example, we can give this a try. That there is a question, as you can all read. Maybe translators can read it. And when you choose right for that question, either A or B or C or D. So for example, we
imagine that you have a 5-year-old son who...
Okay, so we'll start with this one. So this is the question.
Who is extremely timid and has a hypersensitive about this and a bit fearful of new people and places since he was born. What do you do?
So I hope everybody got it. So what is your answer? Write as either A or B or C or D on your notepad. So now you got a number for every answer. That's 1, 3, 2, 4. So this tells us the emotional quotient you have. So if your answer is B, for example, then the emotional quotient mark or number is 3. If you have chosen D, then it's 4. So whatever is your option, the answer you have written, please write the number next to it. So you know that is the number you get for your answer, for your EQ. And at the end, I'll tell how to calculate. But however, if it is 4, your emotional quotient is highest. If it is 3, it's slightly down. If it is 2, then less. And 1 is below average. So I hope now the next 4 questions you can enjoy, write your answer, and find out about the number of EQ you get at the end. Okay, so we move on.
You have been assigned to lead a work group that is trying to come up with creative solutions to a nagging problem at work. What is the first thing you do?
I just thought I'll stop it for 5 seconds so you get all your answers to see and choose. So write down the EQ number for your answer.
You and your partner have gotten into an argument that has escalated into a shouting match. In this heat of the moment, you both are making personal attacks that you don't really mean. What's the best thing to do?
Quickly choose your answer. I hope you got your number too. So next time I'll not really stop here. So quickly take the number for your answer.
You are trying to calm down a friend who has worked himself up to a fury at a driver in another car who has cut dangerously close in front of him. What do you do?
Maybe Anu sister will just take this as the last one. Okay, yeah.
I hope the translators could translate for also. So I hope it worked out. What was the number you got? 4, 3, 2, or 1? So that is how through this exercise and questions, you can know your EQ. And for all those who are joining today, when we'll send our review materials, we'll send the link of this YouTube so you can check it. So we have no sharings, but I'm sure you can calculate and see your EQ, if it is higher or little low. And that's where we start. But as we'll move through, we'll get more clarity about EQ, SQ. It's all in the store to understand our strength. So now I pass it over to Brother Manoj.
Fine. Thank you, Sister Anu. And I'm sure this time the icebreaker made you feel very, very stressed. You would be remembering of your school times or where you're giving MCQs, exams, and the time is very limited. Well, even that is to check how my emotions were up and down, was it? Well, so this gave you a teaser about various life situations and very practical ones actually. And you were just able to see your response. If 4 was the highest, 1 was the lowest. So I'm sure all of us know what is an EQ. You have documented it already in the form of an example, whereby how am I able to respond in situations? I didn't say react, I said respond. And what is my response to various emotional ups and downs in life with either myself or with other people? So EQ is as simple as that. Like if someone is intelligent enough in studies, we call he's a highly qualified IQ person. And here if someone is able to manage emotions properly, it's a person with an high EQ. And what is this SQ? So let me just show you a few things. You can gather, I'll share the screen. I want you all now to dive into the SQ. So what is spiritual quotient? Simply put up, that am I able to look at all these emotions of myself from a very higher level, and to make it more spiritual, I must say from a detached observer level, be in the background and try to see my emotions being a detached observer. And am I able to maintain balance in life? So I'll put up very 5 basic questions in front of you. We'll spend 30 seconds on each. Please reflect on those for 30 seconds, and then I'll tell you after around 2.5-3 minutes what is the exercise, what you have to do after these questions. I'll play some soft music as well so as to take you in the meditative background. So first question to reflect on is, who am I? Am I this big body which you are seeing in front of the computer sitting? Or am I this tiny conscient energy? Ask yourself. I'm sure you have got an answer. Let's move on to the next one. Slightly easier question. Why was I born? What is the purpose of my life, in short? After knowing my purpose of my existence, another deep question: why am I suffering? Is it something because of my doings or something else? Yet another deep question after the purpose: what is the meaning of my life? Is it just to earn, learn, cook, eat, or something else? And finally, a slightly scary question for some: what happens after death? Which means, where do I go after I leave this body? So I'm sure these few basic questions about self and the purpose of existence of my being would have churned some emotions inside you, some which may be good, some which you may not like, but that's okay. And these set the stone for how spiritually healthy I am. If I know the answers to all these, I'm really a very emotionally and spiritually strong person. So, people who regularly meditate, I'm sure they are aware of these truths. So, reflect now for the next, say, around 3-4 minutes on the benefits or advantages of having an enhanced spiritual quotient. If I am spiritually healthy and strong, how does it help me? What are the benefits? Please jot down on a piece of paper and then we'll take sharings from you. Yes, welcome back, all of you spiritually healthy people. I'm sure you all are. So, now let us just discuss what are the advantages of having a high SQ. So, if you all want to unmute yourself and speak, we can do, if you can raise your virtual hand, or even if your video is on, you can show your hand. Or if you want to type in the chat box, also should be fine. Okay, anyone? Yes, Vidhi sister, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
I'm more free from too many questions and more aware and more conscious in my actions now, and no fear of future or death, and that back of the mind, I'm very relaxed that there is highest authority who will take care of me, and more purpose in life now. With after this understanding, there is I can live a life with purpose, which I was not too sure. We were just living for the sake of living and the roles given to us.
Fantastic. So all said it in one go. So in Hindi we say, if I can just say it in Hindi and then I translate in English, Prashanchit and Prasanchit. It comes in the spiritual teachings which we have here at Brahma Kumaris. We call them Murlis. So as she said, no questions remain in life, and I become very happy all the time, which is Prasanchit. Thank you so much. Sister Geeta, go ahead. You have raised your hand.
Yeah, I think spiritually, if the spiritual quotient is high, I can keep myself in a balanced way in any situation. And I'm more productive, means in any kind of work or situation, I'm more productive, interactive, and sensitive to the needs of others.
Great, productive, sensitive, creative. Thanks, fantastic. Dr. Mehta is said to be happy and content, be calm and peaceful. So you can see your life becomes more valuable and value based. All values, happiness, contentment, calmness, and peace. Sister Pooja is saying about high EQ, which is closely related to SQ, creates a positive environment, another value. Great. Anyone else wants to speak? We have a few more, 2 more minutes, and then we'll go in the meditation mode with Sister Anu. I'm sure all of you know there are many advantages. You are just not being vocal about it. You can type it if you feel. Okay. I think strength has taken you into silence, which is good. But we'll practice that when we do the peace workshop. Okay. Yes, Hansa Patel wants. Okay, yeah, Vijay Bhai is saying, I'll just read it out. To experience again love, peace, and happiness with blessings of stability always. Sister Pooja says reduces stress, right? Okay, Rhythm has said, sorry, I just missed that. Live with ease and understanding that others are also in their own, okay, and thus empathize with others. Yes, we need to respect what people are going through and empathize with them. In the meantime, I'll take the advantage of this time given to me, little bit, 1 more minute. If there are new participants, I can just ask you all, if you all want to be a part of these workshops in future, please send us your WhatsApp numbers and emails so that we can intimate you of the future talks and workshops. Yes, so I think many advantages, and maybe Sister Pooja, you want to just show us the, yeah. So I'll just show you what you all have shared. So it's free from questions. That is Prashanchit, but Prasannachit. So I know that the Supreme will take care of me, and I'm aware of my actions now, and no fear of future. Reduces stress, creates a positive environment. Balance, fantastic word, balance, which we say here. If you have balance in life, you have blessings from everyone, from God as well, and then you will be in bliss all the time. We have to cover bliss. We'll be doing that soon. Be happy, content, calm, and peaceful. Madhu is saying, I'll just read it from the chat box, life becomes easy and have good wishes for self and others. Shikha sister is saying carefree again. And that's it, because I think it's the same thing. And yeah, and Rhythm had said empathizing with what's happening with others. So I think all of us know the immense advantages of having a high SQ. And in put in with simple words, whatever happens in life, not to react but to respond with adequate emotional strength. So with this, I think I'll move it on to Sister Anu for the meditation on increasing our emotional strength. Over to you, sister.
Thank you, Manoj brother. That was great insights and sharings from all of you. So now let's just take the next few minutes just to experience deeply that one thing, who am I? All the questions that we turned in the previous exercise. So, okay. Sit relaxed. Some music. If it helps, let me know. Wherever you are sitting, let your feet be firmly foot on the ground and your hands relaxed on your lap. Bring your attention to your breathing. And as you take few deep breaths in and out, you feel all the tensions from the body dissolves. Feel the relaxation in the body. Again, bring your attention to your breathing. And as your breath settles down to a gentle rhythm, feel the peace. Feel the peace. All the outside world's noises dissolve, and you feel being in that inner silence that exists deep within you. This silent space is untouched and intact from the outside world's energy, situations, people. So you feel being there in your inner silent space. And you feel that total silence, stillness, and peace. This is where you find your real self. You start to experience all your innate, original qualities. The quality of peace, love, acceptance, respect, contentment. You feel that inner power of being you. You experience your inner wisdom. You experience your gentleness, your kindness, your forgiveness, and your courage to move through life as this, the beautiful energy, the soul. So you are beyond all the physicality, beyond the body, a beautiful positive energy. In this inner silence, you get in touch with your subtle powers, the power of your mind, the power of your intellect. You, the soul, think and choose the positive qualities that are your original qualities and powers. And in this silent space, you experience a constant shower of the divine energy, the source that constantly showers the peace, the love, the wisdom, the bliss, the purity. You are connected with the source.
परांठा पनीर का.
And you get the shower of love from that ocean of love, power, and healing. So your strength is in knowing yourself. And from time to time, coming back to this silent space that always will remind you who you are, your original qualities are, and your connection with the divine. So you choose to come back here from time to time, empower yourself, to recharge your emotional and spiritual quotient, and then bring it out to the world in your action. Now, with these thoughts, let's slowly come back to the session. I hope with this feeling of being in touch with yourselves, you're ready to expand your spiritual quotient in our next exercise. So I pass it over to Sister.
That truly was very wonderful, Anuban. So with that and all that background, let's come back. Let me start sharing my screen. So now that we have discussed so much and reflected on emotional quotient as well as our emotional quotients and our emotional well-being, and even reflected on the fact that really the source of all of this is really about knowing myself. So now taking all of this and even reflecting on what we talked about, like the benefits of emotional and spiritual intelligence, whether it's balance, being sensitive to the needs of others, empathy, free from fear. With all this background, let's try to make this a little more tangible, a little more practical, and reflect on a few ways that you can practically demonstrate this at home and work. You may feel strong, you may feel healthy, but how are some of the ways that you can actually bring this to life? This could be while you're dealing with yourself in similar situations, or when you're dealing with others. So much like our workshop styles, I'll play music for about a minute for you to think about it, and then we can take oral sharings and we'll discuss it amongst ourselves. So if we can all come back. And I'll stop sharing so we can all talk about it. So some practical ways on how you could actually demonstrate this strength. Okay, so we got one in chat from Manoj Bhai. It says, not raising my voice at workplace. That's wonderful. Pooja says, talking about practicing mindfulness. And again, if some of us are aware, it's about really being present in that moment and being aware. So practicing mindfulness. Anything else? Would anybody like to share? Maybe unmute and speak. It's a safe forum. We learn from one another. Madhu says everyone has different sanskars. So I think just accepting the difference in others. Manoj Bhai says taking frequent gaps of intervals to practice silence. So just taking that few minutes to just step back from the situation and come back to that true self, what we also practice in Brahma Kumaris, and we call this a traffic control, which is really about a traffic control of the mind, of the thoughts, taking that red light and then a green light. Jujer saying about being patient, and I saw a hand, and then I lost the hand. So
Vijay Bhai, yeah, Vijay Bhai.
Ah, hello, Vijay Bhai. Would you like to share?
Om Shanti, please accept my greetings of love, peace and happiness and congratulations of Mother Day. Because I am in USA at the moment and we are celebrating Mother's Day here. So congratulations and happiness to all the mothers. Always, wherever you are, we should keep the spiritual knowledge which Annu Didi just gave in meditation, that I am a peaceful soul. And if we remember this, that I am a peaceful soul and you, the others are also peaceful soul, I think that vibrations will help us to give vibrations and keep healthy, happy atmosphere, environment for good efficiency and good communication. Om Shanti.
Very nice. First of all, thank you, Vijay Bhai. And of course, welcome to the US. And yes, some wonderful sharing over there, like you said, about just the vibrations and again, remembering your true self. Very nice. Yes.
Didi, can I take 1 minute more? Didi, can I take 1 minute more?
Vijay Bhai, may I give it to Sister Geeta, or 30 seconds if you want to go really fast?
Okay, yesterday I came to know I was connected to the Zoom with Navoto, and you and Annu Didi both came as a guest on giving your experiences on Mother Day. And it was a good experience for me to know that you both are doctors. So wonderful discussions and experience I had on the Zoom. Thank you so much.
You're very kind, Vijay Bhai. Geeta sister, would you like to share as well?
Yeah, I would like to share that being spiritual is being more kind to yourself, because most of the time what happens, we are our own worst critics. For small things we keep lamenting and blaming ourselves to better. It is for betterment, but then we are criticizing ourselves. So be more kind to self and the people around us, then handle difficult situations with ease.
Very
Be
nice.
happy and carefree all the time. अब उसके लिए सबसे जरूरी है, जैसे हम हमेशा ब्रह्मा कुमारीज में कहते हैं कि दुख देना नहीं है पर दुख लेना भी नहीं है, बट वी आर वेरी गुड एट टेकिंग दुख. हम दुख लेने में बहुत होशियार हैं, तो उस चीज को स्पिरिचुअल क्वेश्चन कम करता है. And we should always respect the feelings of others.
Yes.
This is my
Very nice. Very nice. I think a lot of, again, very valuable points. I will translate the Hindi sentence for all the translators. Gita sister, besides her point being about being kind and being nice to yourself, besides being kind and nice to others, her point in Hindi was about not taking sorrow. We focus a lot on not giving sorrow, but we shouldn't be taking sorrow either. So we are going to just quickly move on to one last person. As I think that was an accident. So just one last person. I think Balvinder, I think you have unmuted, or
Brijpal Bhai wants to speak, I think.
okay. So Brijpal Bhai, you have 30
so nice
seconds,
of you.
brother.
So nice of you. What I think that one should pray and remember God day in and day out. Then meditate with utter humility and devotion. Transfer your attachment to thoughts to the Supreme. Live in the living silence and surrender to Him. One will find bliss, calmness, stability, and happiness. Thank you.
So again, very, very deep thoughts, but I think if I can summarize, remembering God and surrendering there. And at this point, I do apologize, Balvinder, we won't be able to take, I know you're almost ready, we're almost out of time. And so just kind of summarizing, I know I could not take a few sharings in the chat as well, but just some really practical reminders here, not raising my voice at workplace, being mindful, accepting everyone, practicing silence at intervals or giving myself the time, being patient, accept that everyone has a different capacity to perform, be kind to yourself and speak to yourself with love, appreciate, just gratitude. So whether it's service, food, just smile more often, give spiritual knowledge, remember God, do not blame yourselves, do not give or receive sorrow, and respect others, and just surrendering to God. I think that summarizes the breadth of it. And I think at this point, I'll hand it back to you, Manoj Bhai.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. A lot of ways at workplace and at home to demonstrate your SQ, your spiritual strength. Okay, so let me just now share my screen and tell you all what Nirmala Didi, our very dear Nirmala Didi, I must say. All of you know that she is Chief Direct Administrator of Brahma Kumaris now. And what I must say about Dr. Nirmala Didi, actually she's a doctor by profession, and why I chose to speak for her to speak on strength, because she's really entire life she has lived on that, having a very high SQ, one of the persons who really maintains a balance of everything. And you know, she is the director of even the Gyan Sarovar Academy and also the Australasia centers. So imagine, she deals with a lot of people, lot of different natures and sanskars, despite that not getting affected, very stable and detached. So Didi always wanted to do it in the form of a Q&A. So there are lots of Q&A. Let us see how much we can cover in the 15 minutes. First slide just shows what she said in the first 5 minutes, that different types of strength. The first strength, which all of us are discussing since past 45 minutes, is about strength developing due to meditation, and that is what we call related to spiritual knowledge. All of you have been doing that. Who am I? What is my role in life? What is the purpose of my existence? Why is this happening to me? All these are a part of spiritual knowledge. So that's first, spiritual strength. Physical strength we don't need to talk about, because I don't think it is in any context today here. She also mentioned strength of authority or power or position. You can see the missile or whatever in front of you, and we know what's going on in the world, strength because of that. And most important, I feel, is also strength of our intellect, which Didi mentioned, which actually at Brahma Kumari's way say the intellect is to be made into a divine intellect, Divya Buddhi, so that we approach every situation with lot of logic. So here we are Now question time and answers as well. So is there a difference between power and strength? So Didi said what she feels is strength is more used for physical, and when it's power it's more of the mind power. And again here at Brahma Kumaris we speak a lot about serving through the mind, which means mansa seva. And if my mind is very strong enough, it's only then can I serve the world through a strong mind. So the next question is all about this mansa seva, and here we are taught, and we also would inspire you all to do the same. If you all can practice this morning time 4 a.m. Amrit Vela meditation, it's really a fantastic time to practice meditation, which means practicing the connection with the divine, because it fills you with all the energy from the divine, and automatically you feel your mind to be strengthened. Another question was, does crying out emotions show that you're a strong or you're a weak person? I think all of you would agree that nowadays people say don't keep your emotions to yourself, just express it. But what we are taught here again, it's a leakage of spiritual energy. If someone is not only crying externally but internal crying, I'm sure all of us know what is internal crying, like sulking, really not liking what is happening and being depressed and damaging self, always trying to blame self for something. So this is inner crying. So I think don't need to do that, because we know it's all a karmic thing. Whatever we have done, we are facing that now. So let us just try to put an end to this, because it's a vicious karmic cycle, Didi said. And if one doesn't have strength to be happy and is suffering constantly, then the person will definitely cry. So crying definitely is a sign of weakness. We covered EQ, SQ in detail. So if we are having positive emotions all the time, which has been covered by many people, Dr. Mehta also mentioned peace and happiness, we are high SQ people then. EQ, sorry. And SQ, Didi mentioned, is one who's able to maintain the balance. I think this point also came, trying to maintain the balance of my emotions. I feel obviously emotions, we are still not very complete people. We do keep getting negative emotions on and off, but it is all about a balancing act. How much I can overpower my negative emotion with a positive one. So that's what Didi was saying. Didi mentioned about this beautiful balance of being loving and detached. In Hindi we say Nyara and Pyara. A question was about that when I become spiritual, I tend to become lonely. But Didi said, no, don't be lonely. Learn to enjoy your solitude. You know, there are two beautiful English words, loneliness and solitude. So don't be lonely. That's a very, or don't be alone, another word for loneliness. Just enjoy your solitude. And solitude is a highly charged word, I must say, a spiritual word, whereby you are being in your original state, what we have practiced also, the soul conscious state, and you are enjoying your company with the divine. So obviously, if you are living in a family, you need to enjoy time with them as well. But internally, you can be connected with the divine, and then they too will get that beautiful vibration. But again, practicing detachment is important, because the next question was how to be loving but detached with children. So Didi took on this question as my. If you think everything is either me or mine, if it's my children, my property, so on and so forth, then that is a sign of big time attachment. And I think this should tell us the difference between, many people always ask, difference between love and attachment. So when you attach this my and mine, it will obviously take you into suffering. So consider them to be God's children and be a trustee, and it will free you from any sorrow and expectations as well. Then we took a few quotes from various spiritual people as well, and also political and scientists as well. You all know APJ Abdul Kalam. He was the past president of India. He said climbing to the top demands strength. So The question was, could Didi elaborate on her spiritual journey? So Didi said that she was quite benefited right from the beginning because she had a very protected childhood. Also, when she was doing her medicine, she was always protected by her uncles and even by her cousins. And then when she entered the spiritual path, she has shared many stories, not on this platform, but I remember she had been to somewhere in Fiji in New Zealand, and there she reached the airport at 1 a.m. in the morning, and the person who was supposed to come for receiving had a car breakdown. A big story to cut short. She was all alone at the airport, but then she was so internally strong and absolutely fearless, I must say. um, Things happened. She just remembered Baba, and suddenly from nowhere a taxi driver came and took her to the spot where she was supposed to go. So it's all about that success which I feel Didi has demonstrated, and this is just one instance. There are many such. And she had spent almost, I think, more than 40 years, right from 72 to around 2007, abroad, starting from London, UK, and also going towards Australia and that part of the Asia Pacific part of where she was serving for a long time. And she said, it's meditation which has given me courage and strength. Yes, Didi is becoming 90 years soon. So what is the success or secret success of that? So she said she has been practicing a very healthy lifestyle right from childhood, diet, hygiene, everything, and fitness as well. Another question was, strength is not just power but also self-control. So how do we develop self-control, which means mind control? So Didi again mentioned meditation. So again here these words come. I, who am I? Is it my mind or I the mind? We have to just see. We always say my mind, we don't say I the mind. So I have to detach myself. I am that conscient being, and I am using all these faculties of mine. So I need to have full control over them, what we call in Hindi as Swarajya, Adhikari, having full control over my sense organs, not only physical but also the subtle ones, which we call as mind, intellect, and sanskars. Moving further, I'm aware of the time, but I'll see how many I can finish. God give me strength to bear my losses. So someone asked, how does God give us strength? Is it through prayer or meditation? So Didi said it's more of meditation, and gaining spiritual knowledge will give me strength. And where am I getting this knowledge from? It is from that supreme divine being. And once I know how to connect myself, as we said about the early Amrit Vela meditation, power starts infusing into us. Hanuman, an interesting question. In the Hindu mythology, you can see he is called the monkey god, and then there is something called elephant god, which is Ganesha. So particularly for the Western audience, Hanuman is the monkey god. So why is that monkey god shown as a symbol of strength? And just to let you know, he is called Mahavir Hanuman. Veer means, Veer is Hindi word for strength, strong. So again, it's symbolic. And why monkey? I think we didn't answer that here, but it is basically a monkey has lot of vices. That is what is portrayed. A monkey is full of those 5 vices. But despite showing a face of a monkey, internally Mahavir was very strong. Hanuman was very strong. And they show in the scriptures that he had immense love for Ram. It is again portrayed as a bodily figure, what we say God, Lord Rama. But basically in the spiritual context, Hanuman is I, the soul, who is strong, and I am strong because of my love for God. And Didi also mentioned here about elephant god, that is Ganesha, who is a symbol of obstacle destroyer. We say Vighan Vinashak in Hindi, destroyer of obstacles. And even Shiva, which is, we say, the symbol of God, he is portrayed as destroying all the evils, and therefore he is shown as a black stone. Black is taking all the negativity away and destroying all the evils. This question was that I think I can skip it. That Hanuman it was just about that he's so intelligent. I mean, he's so strong. Then why didn't he have a proper wise intellect to decide which herb to take when he was asked to do? Because he took the entire mountain, which is not right actually. You just have to take the herb and come. So it is about, so the question was beauty and brains, which means strength and intellect. Do they go hand in hand? So Didi said, probably sometimes we don't know what the other person needs. So we need to properly ask them what they need and then give accordingly. And this is also taught here that when you want to teach meditation to a person, you first ask him, see his pulse, feel the pulse, what that soul needs. Accordingly, start giving him that, him or her, and you will be successful. I think I should stop here because time is up, and let me just introduce our very dear sister Mara, all the way from Portugal. Yes, thank you, sister. And before I pass it on to you, she's joining us for the first time, and it's my duty to tell you about what her activities are in Portugal, all the way Lisbon. So she has been practicing and teaching Raj Yoga for almost 40 years now. Her journey started sometime in 1985, and she is the national coordinator for all the Brahma Kumaris activity in Portugal since 91. She keeps visiting India a lot at our national headquarters here and international. And by profession, she has worked as a teacher in high schools and also at private and state companies. And also she's a very good translator. And let me just tell you about one more thing, that she has received a Public Utility Organization Award from the Portuguese government for the big spiritual work which she's been doing in Lisbon. And also, you know, we have covered this many times, that there are those basic 2-3 mega programs which were happening in the West in the 80s and 90s. The Million Minutes of Peace Appeal, Global Cooperation for a Better World, and Sharing Values for a Better World. So she has really actively participated in all of them. And with this, I would like to just say a few lines, as always, that serving in Portugal as the divine humble instrument, she exhibits strength in her behavior, displaying as a document. She's an epitome of courage and stands firm as a monument, who inspires the Portuguese clan on how not to fragment, because she's got all the powers and virtues in her armament, and which indeed bind all of us spiritually as the cement, and gives the soul the permanent nourishment. And I'll just speak a few lines on strength. Today she shall share her wisdom on strength, so that we are all on the same wavelength, trying to make sense of what is the arc length, and trying to defeat Ravan, shooting his last head, which is the 10th. He had 10 heads, so shooting the last head remaining. So thank you so much for joining, Sister Mara, and the stage is all yours. Over to you. Thank you.
Shanti, good afternoon. I'm not sure why my video is not on. Yes, now it's on. So Shanti to all. Thanks for this lovely, lovely invitation to be with all of you, my universal family. So I'm here in Portugal, as the brother said, and thanks for the lovely words, so beautiful. So in fact, whatever you have said before, it was not only due to my work, but definitely to the strength and the feelings and the hard work of many of us together. So we were able to make the impossible possible in this beautiful place we are. It's like a palace. So people thought it wouldn't be possible that an organization like ours practicing meditation could get from the government this beautiful place. So I think it has lots to do with strength also, not from one, but from a group, from many of us. So I've been thinking a lot about this theme these days, as I had to share with you. And so many beautiful thoughts came. And then I came across a few ideas on what is this inner strength that definitely all of us, we have a part of our personality, inherited personality, things that are already there. So this is also our strength because you already have it. So some of us may be very loving, may be courageous by nature, or have determination, or maybe someone is very serene, doesn't matter what happens. So this is your strength. This is something you have already inside yourself. So not only this, there is a word that we have been hearing again and again these days with the pandemics, with this war that is going on, that is resilience. So it means that a person with this inner strength also is able to keep his or her own resilience. Doesn't matter what happens. So this is what we have to look for. So how can we keep stable like a mountain? So this image came into my thoughts. A mountain is something so immense, huge, and gives us this idea of being unshakable. So I think the one who really has this inner strength will definitely be stable as a mountain. So I think this is what all of us want to achieve. We want to achieve this stability, this serenity, this way of seeing things that make us feel that we can give an answer to anything or almost everything. Is it possible? Yes, we need to do some work, but it definitely is possible to keep this high level inner strength, not just strength, inner strength, but high level. So then I was thinking, okay, this is what we want to achieve. But in fact, as here in this knowledge, we say that we are souls, we are spiritual beings. And as an spiritual being, I have everything inside me. I have all the qualities already. I have all the powers. Everything I need is there already. But then what happened to us? Because if I really had this feeling all the time that I am a being full of qualities, I would keep my self-respect always top, always there. But again and again, do one circumstance or another, one situation or another, it is very easy to lose our self-respect. And then we get lost, and then we don't know what to do. And then we think people are better than us, other people. Or we may think they have things or opportunities we haven't got. But this is all our, in fact, imagination. Because everything is inside me. So first of all, if I want to achieve this inner strength, I have to put aside all the things that are dividing, I will use this word, dividing the being inside that I am, the being of peace, the being of love, the soul that I am inside. So what are these feelings? So if I am a being full of qualities, but I'm not experiencing this. Why? What happened to me? So I think, first of all, we lost this consciousness. We lost our inner strength, our self-respect, because we think too much. And we think many times in a negative way. We question too much. And then if you question too much, you cannot concentrate yourself. If you think less, then you are able to concentrate more. So this is the idea. Then something else. If we look around in the world outside, what is happening to human beings? They think they can get inner strength from physical things, from power, from authority, making other people feel fear. So they think, oh yes, I'm very strong because I am causing this chaos around me. So people are fearing me. So this is strength. But in fact, this is the greatest weaknesses someone may have. Because at first it may feel power, but if it's a kind of power that is creating division, then this is not power at all. Because the true power, the true strength is the one which unites, not the one who makes division. And there are a few examples of this. For example, very simple ones. So if I think I am from this place, this country, that country, my language, this, that language, or castes in India, mainly, and maybe in other places, they have other names, but in fact it's the same. The consciousness is the same because it's dividing people, because they are rich, they are poor, they are here, they are there, they are foreigners. And so this kind of thoughts, they create chaos, they create fear, they create sorrow, they create the world we can see these days. So if we want to develop our inner strength, we have to put aside all these feelings because they don't belong to us as spiritual beings. So as a spiritual being, everyone is my universal family. So whatever is happening elsewhere, like Ukraine these days, it is like happening here because people are like us. They have dreams like us. They have sorrow like us. The mothers are the same everywhere. People, they need to eat, they need to sleep like everyone else. So they want to have their homes, they want to go home, they want to have a place to stay in peace. We are all equal, in fact. Why should we think we are different? When we think we are different, we lose our strength. So the idea is, from now on, if I want to really be strong inside, I have to put aside all these very weak ideas. And I have to build strong ideas inside myself, universal ideas. I was thinking that when a person develops inner strength, is not only for the self. Because in fact, if you are strong inside, if you are stable, you keep everyone around you stable. I've seen this happening many times. If you put your foot somewhere else, and you fall, many fall with you. And I'm sure there are many there at the other side who have families, and we all want to keep our families happy. So if you want to keep them peaceful and happy, you have to keep stable yourself, because if you're not stable, they want to be stable also. So inner stability or inner strength is not only for you. It's for your family, it's for your friends, it's for your country, it's for the whole universe. We want to change this world, make it a new world, so we need strength. We need this power within. Without power, you don't go anywhere. Inner power, not only power, because power, as I said, physical power, it is very temporary. And Didi also mentioned it, but I will mention again the law of karma, because I think if we want to keep our power or our inner strength always boosting, no? Growing, so then we have to pay attention to few things. And one of them is the law of karma. Because people, they don't understand, many people don't understand the law of karma, law of action. Whatever I do, there is a return, very simple. Whatever whatever seed I throw, it will come back to me. It will grow accordingly. So, but people, they don't understand. So that's why they keep making mistakes. And as they keep making mistakes, they become even powerless. And then we see what we see these days also. That is very sad. The karmic accounts, they are knocking at everyone's door, because there is no other way. If you do something, you have to look at yourself at the mirror at some point. So it means that if you want to keep yourself stable, strong, able to face any situation that may come suddenly. So we had this opportunity to understand this deeply with COVID, the COVID situation, isn't it? It came suddenly. All of a sudden, all the supports one had everywhere, all the countries in the world, we lost it. In a week, we lost all the supports. And we had to begin all again, doing different things in a different way, reflecting more on our lives, not able to go outside for a long time. So it means it is time to look at few things we are doing, because anything can happen at any time. So one of them, as I was saying, is the law of karma. Keep track of your actions, but really keep track of it. We cannot just say, I understand the law of karma. No, it's not enough. And also the law of karma is very subtle, because it's not only actions. Every thought counts. Every feeling counts all the time. So if I'm not doing things in the right way, how can I keep myself strong? Because at one side, I'm willing to be strong or to develop my inner strength. At the other side, I'm committing so many mistakes that these mistakes will take this power I am building every day. I'm building, I'm meditating, I'm trying to do my best. I know many things. There are people who read many books. They know so many things. They know it well, They speak well, but their actions are not the same as what they are studying. So that's why there is this expression, walk your talk. So it means you have to be whatever you say. If you cannot be whatever you say, it's better that you don't say anything. Because otherwise it will be like a fake thing. You know, it's not really real. It's fake. You are saying something, doing something else. Fake. No strength, no power. So this is one aspect we have to be very careful. The law of karma. Also, there are other things that are very important. So if I want to keep my strength always going high and high, I need definitely spiritual knowledge. Without spiritual knowledge, you cannot go anywhere. Because spiritual knowledge is this water that you pour into yourself, into your feelings, and that will help you to understand what is going on around you. And this is a fact, you know, this time, during all this pandemic situation, we have seen so many people in despair for different reasons. So many losses. You know, you may lose your dear ones. You may have lost your job. The families, you know, couldn't meet each other. So then, it means that we have to keep ourselves inside ourselves. We have to be full of knowledge, understanding of things. And I can speak for myself, as you know, I've been practicing this philosophy, this meditation for so many years. I could feel that even though things were changing around me, I was stable. I was stable. I was, you know, there was another image that came into my thoughts, the image of a tree. When we see a big tree, huge tree, we also can imagine that that tree, or we know that that tree is getting all its nutrient from the sap. That is like, for the tree, is like our blood. The blood in human beings is the sap for the tree. So knowledge is this sap, this nutrient we need. But then it comes in such a way, because the tree is so huge, maybe so huge, but little by little is being nurtured by that sap, by those little, that nutrient that comes. And then at the right time, if the nutrient is there, the flowers will come, the fruits will come at the right season. So it's the same for us. If you have spiritual knowledge, if you are using it in your life every day, in everything you do, so at the right time, when you need it, you see the flowers coming. And you definitely, there will be fruits. The fruits will be visible. But then it's not enough just to have it. You must imbibe it. Knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, has to be you. You and knowledge. You have to be one. Otherwise, it won't work. So that's why when we talk about spirituality, or when we talk even, okay, the topic, inner strength, no one can do the work of develop inner strength from you. This is a work that you have to do by yourself. You have to be willing to do it. You need to want it. You have to to have a name. And when you have the aim, then you keep walking towards that aim. But then there is something about it also, because even if you have a name and you are walking, you cannot look at the sides. You have to be so stable. I'm using this word a lot today. So stable in your path that you know where you want to get. You want to get there. This is that point. You want to be there, to get there, and nothing will take you out of your way. If many things are happening here, at this side doesn't matter. It's not that I'm not looking at other people, paying attention to them. No, it's not this. I'm not talking about this. Because I think we are never alone. So for sure, we are going to see what is going on with others, and we are keeping them, we will keep them with us. But we keep the aim in front. Even if someone at the side is saying, no, it's not possible. No, don't go this way, it's too far. Why don't you sit down for a while? I say, no, I have to go. I have a name. I have to reach there. Because we don't know about tomorrow. Isn't it? We have learned this lesson too. What is tomorrow? I don't know what is, if tomorrow I'll be here. So I have to do my work now. I have to reach this inner strength. I have to gather all my spiritual power inside now. Because tomorrow I may need it. If I don't do it now, how can I have it tomorrow? So this is the idea. So it is all up to us. So you have your choice. You choose what to do and how you are going to do. We are free to choose our path. Even if, physically you may say, no, I'm not free because I have to take care of my children, the mothers or fathers. I have to work. I have to do this and that. Okay, all of us, we have our boundaries. But inside yourself, you have the choice. You know what you want to reach. I was remembering that since very young age, I've been looking for spirituality because I needed answers. I needed to get answers. And people around me could not give me the answers. And so I remember a few times people telling me, don't bother with this. Why are you thinking like an old woman? Just a little girl thinking like an old woman. Why? But then I used to think, no, I know why I am thinking like this. And I cannot put aside this feeling I have to know more, or to learn more about this topic, or to get this answer. I must get this answer because this is my life. And I am having this feeling that definitely I need this answer, so I have to go for it. If other people are not willing to do it, and then what can we do? So, and if I didn't have in those days the strength of keeping strong on my own path, I'm sure I wouldn't be here today, because I would have taken another path. Who knows? And maybe I would be unhappy. I remember telling someone, look, I must find my answers. Otherwise, in spirituality, not any kind of answers, I must find my answers. Otherwise, I'll be unhappy. So I think this inner strength has lots to do with this, and we can check how much or how much happiness do we have inside, how much peace, inner peace we have inside. I think this is a clear measure for our feelings inside, or how stable we are, how strong we are, how resilient we are. So if someone says something to you, if you, for example, you are applying for some help in some area of your life, and some people say no to you, are you going to stop there because that person said no to you? Or that can be at work, for example, can be in your life, in any direction, doesn't matter. Are you going to stop there? One thing that I have learned is that if you have an aim, or if you have a purpose to achieve something, you have to work hard and do whatever is inside your possibilities. You have to understand what you're doing completely, not just like a little girl saying, I want this, and then, okay, universe gives to me. It doesn't work like this. But you have to say, okay, I want to achieve this. So let me know all about this. Maybe a goal at your work or your personal life, in spirituality. Let me know all about this. So as you deepen your knowledge about something, suddenly you begin to see things that you couldn't see before. Things, they become very clear in front of you. And then maybe you thought you should go in this direction or in one direction, but then you realize that with the knowledge you have now, this is not what you have to do. You have to go in that other direction. It is so clear now in front of you. Because it is like building a deep knowledge inside yourself about that theme. And then the answers will come to you automatically. So inner strength makes you the one who definitely can give answers to all or to many questions in life. Because you are resourceful, you are full inside with all knowledge you may have. Sometimes it is also important, not only spiritual knowledge is important, but the knowledge about the things of the world, sometimes in this or that other issue, it is really important. Because if you know a little bit better about this or that, you can definitely find your answers more easily. So the universe is there for us. It's open. It is like a treasure, big treasure open to us. Treasure shop. So the universe is a treasure shop open to us. You can go there and get whatever you need, whatever you want. But you have to be in synchrony with it. So not only I take from the universe, but is this sharing? So, okay, I'm taking, but what am I giving? But I can only give if I am full inside. I cannot give something that I don't have. So many people, they try to get their strength from other people. And they become very unhappy. Why? Because I may not have something. Maybe, for example, I'm looking for love. So I feel that my family, my near ones, my loved ones, they have to feed me with love, with care. But maybe at certain moments, they also are not having that feeling of fullness, of love, inner love, peace. And I'm trying to get from them whatever they don't have. And so it will create lots of unhappiness, both sides, because I'm trying to get from them. They cannot give me, they don't know what to do, and I also don't know what to do. So that's why there is something that we learn here that is very precious. I think it was one of the most beautiful things I've learned. That is to take from the divine source. You don't need to take from other beings. We share with other beings, which is different. This is the way it should be. We should be sharing love, sharing peace, not taking, not only giving, but sharing. And here we learn that God is an ocean of love, ocean of peace. He is the source. He loves me more than anyone else. He cares for me more than anyone else. He wants the best for me. He's always with me. If I am in yoga with him, if I'm linked with him, he's with me. So why should I take from others if I can take from the source, from the ocean? So if you feel empty anywhere in your life, could be any quality, courage, determination, serenity, peace, love, as we said, strength, then go to the source and you just feel yourself merged in this ocean of love. And then your whole being, in a second, in a minute, will be so full of love that, in fact, you'll be giving, you will be sharing this love with everyone else around you in an automatic way. You don't even need to name it. You'll be sharing naturally because you yourself will become a being of love. It will flow through you, a being of peace. It will flow to you, and you don't need anyone to give you. You share with them. If they have some spare to give you back, wow, this is great. Because these relationships are this natural interchange of feelings. It's natural to, to share, not to take, not only to give, as I said. To give is also good. If you can give, great. But then become a stable giver, not giving sometimes, wanting back at the other time. Some people are like this. They give you today, tomorrow they are charging you back. Isn't it? We don't need this kind of feeling for anything. Just take from the source. Empower yourself with knowledge. Empower yourself with these feelings or this flow that comes from the Supreme Being. Like an ocean. I love this image of an ocean Because here, even in Portugal, we are surrounded by the ocean. It's so lovely, so beautiful. Everyone loves it. But the ocean is so deep, so silent, so beautiful. And when we look at it inside the ocean, when we look at it, it accommodates so many things inside, so many lives are there peacefully inside the ocean. So this is such a beautiful feeling. So okay, we take from the big ocean, but we can also become a small ocean, let's say like this, because God is a big ocean. We can become a small ocean. We can share as much as we can. We can accommodate inside ourselves like He does. And so it will give us power. I was thinking that feelings like, feelings that empower us, I will say a few of them. One of them is gratitude. You want to feel or to make your inner self boost of energy with energy, spiritual energy. Keep your gratitude at the highest level during the whole day. Be grateful to whatever is happening around you. Grateful to people. You don't need to say in words if you don't want to. Just keep it inside. Thanks for this. I'm grateful to this, to the life I have, to the consciousness I have, to this answer I've got the whole day. Grateful. Otherwise, if we are not grateful, we are always wanting something else. People who are not grateful, they always want something else all the time. They are not happy, never happy. Even if the whole world tries to please them, they will not be pleased because they are not grateful. Another one, generosity. Wow, what a beautiful feeling. So whatever you have, share it. You share it. Share your feelings. You share your words. Share your thoughts of love, of spirituality. Share with the ones. Even nowadays, even physical things are needed in so many different parts of the world. Share it. Because as much as you share, more you get in return. You'll be always full. Not just because you are giving something, but inside your heart, it becomes like a treasure. I never will forget our dearest Daddy Junkie. Because I remember being in Madhuban just some time before she left her body. Daddy was always giving. So she developed such a personality of giving that she only wanted to give all the time. She would give knowledge, she would give toys, she would give blessings, she would give anything, gifts. Give. Imagine. What a great soul she is, definitely. Because this is what the soul is taking with her. This is the greatest treasure someone can have. So let's keep this with us, all these beautiful feelings, your inner strength, the development of your inner strength is up to you. Grow as much as you want. Be whatever you want to be. Is your choice. And be always hooked or always together with the source. Because if we have one strength, that is God, definitely the support will be there all the time. Doesn't matter what happens, He will be there for you because you are with Him. So He will be there for you. One strength, one support. So I think this is the main ideas I wanted to share with you. Thanks for listening. Om Shanti.
So, thank you so much, Sister Mara. Wonderful, simple tips, and last one was one strength, one support. So, I think you've covered quite a few things, but I'll take two questions. We have a bit of time. So, is that okay?
Sure, sure.
Okay, thanks. So, first one is when you have someone who is trying to oppose your aim, what you do to keep your strength and continue moving on your aim towards the aim.
I think it is very important that you understand why you want to achieve that aim. If that is good, is a good aim. And I always ponder like this. If what I want is good for everyone, is not harming anyone, is good for me, for others. So I should keep moving ahead. Many times in my life I heard no. This is no, is not good, is not possible. But in silence within myself, I would keep that idea. I would understand deeply that idea and keep nurturing it and working for it. And many of them ended up by realizing itself. They definitely, I could reach it because I was doing like not opposing anyone. Even if someone opposes, why should I oppose them? They have the right to say anything they want, isn't it? But you keep yourself strong, understanding silence many times. Don't speak too much. Less words, more action.
Fantastic. Uh, I'll just take this last question in the interest of time. This soul is feeling very guilty because you spoke a lot about inner strength. So she's saying that when I watch videos, inspirational videos on television, and the character achieves something after a lot of struggle, it makes me very emotional and I cry sometimes. So does it mean I'm emotionally weak? And how do I make myself stronger?
Oh, we all of us, we have our sensitive spots. All of us. So it means that by seeing that scene, something will touch you, and then those feelings came out. Don't think too much. I think sometimes we think too much. Okay, if that is coming, sort it out yourself. Ask yourself, why are you crying? So maybe it's not really bad that you are crying because of that. Maybe you are just oversensitive because of something else that has happened, or maybe something touched you. Sometimes we see a scene on TV or somewhere else. You say, it could happen to me. That scene could be happening with me or with my family. So that will touch us. I get touched sometimes also. So don't think too much. Just question yourself and put yourself right inside. This is the clue. Whatever is not okay inside, just balance, just put it right, and then you feel okay again.
Great. I'm sure the soul is very happy to hear the answer. And we can hear the beautiful chirping birds in the background from your side. It's beautiful. Thank you. So I would just now request Dr. Mehta and Sister Claudia, Dr. Mehta from India, Sister Claudia all the way from Canada to propose the vote of thanks. So first Dr. Mehta, yeah.
Thank you, Sister Maria. It's been such a pleasure to listen to you. I like the way you speak the English, the Portuguese way. We all talk the same way. I think we make things very easy for everyone to understand. It's not too much in a hurry, too much, that is a strength itself, to make things simple. What you said last was very interesting, because this happens to me very often. I have tears flowing down to my eyes when I see something happening. And first, I used to think that, is sensitivity good? Is it my weakness? I think these are the emotions, and you can share your emotions. It's a neutral. It could be a strength as well as a weakness. But I like your answer, that we all have sensitive spots, and it should not really, you should not consider as a weakness, consider as a strength. I think that was very interesting. I think another thing that I liked about is we have the divine power, which we can keep on drawing as much as we want. Our strength is unlimited. He has given us everything in our, what we want, provided we know how to use it, and not to waste not to have waste thoughts or waste feelings. I think that's very important, that we have something which we should treasure. And that's the part of the strength. Thank you very much, Sister Maria. I'm sure that this is one time I feel that I've not met you, because I've never been to Portugal. You must have been many times to India, but somehow our paths have not crossed. Let's hope that we meet next time you come. Om Shanti, and thank you very much.
Om Shanti, Mara. So it's so nice to see you speaking to us. Mara came from Brazil, away from Brazil to Portugal, and she conquered the hearts of the Portuguese people. So, and this place that she has now, where she's sitting, is so beautiful, so beautiful. Nobody have an idea how beautiful is there. It's really a place for angels. So all the angels of Portugal built with her because of her strength, and then built so nice place there. And I could see when I went to Portugal, it's very nice. It's not many places we see like her place, but she's so simple. You look at her, you don't know, but it's a very strong. And the strength is, I thought when they said inner strength for her, so, oh, that's very good for her to talk. And I like when you talk about the points that to have strength, we have to accept everyone's difference. And that is a quite important point. And I am sure that you saw so many differences when you moved from Brazil to Portugal. Although we speak the same language, but still the culture is a little different. But still we can go around with the Portuguese people like so nicely. So, and they just took you in their heart and then made you what you are now, and make you as a Portugal mother. So tomorrow is going to be Mother's Day, and I'm sure the Portuguese, I don't know if in Portugal is Mother's Day too, but I am sure that Portuguese are going to take their mother in the very good place in the heart. Thank you for being with us today.
So thank you so much, both of you, and of course Sister Mara. I will just change the sequence a bit today, so we will I'll just do the announcements. There's a lot of requests, Sister Mara. They want a group photo with you, so we'll just do that after I finish the announcements, and then we'll take the group photo, and then we'll go in the meditation. Okay, and so I'll just quickly share my screen. Here we go. Yes, so all of you are aware. So I'm sure it's a beautiful place because I can still hear the chirping. It's a retreat center, is it as well?
Yes, in fact, we are in town, but at the same time, it's a big place enough to have retreats. It's a small retreat place. We have a big garden. It's really beautiful. It's really surrounded by trees and birds. It's beautiful.
Okay, thank you. So I'll just quickly do the announcements, take a few more minutes of all of you. So we know tomorrow is Mother's Day, and we are so fortunate that it's all the divine connection, I must say. It's like we had the power to accommodate coming as the fourth, and it falls on Mother's Day. What a beautiful power. In Hindi, we say Samane ki Shakti, and we have a very dear sister, Sister Hansa, all the way from Sacramento, which is again the west coast of US. So we'll be listening to her tomorrow exactly after 24 hours for India, and same time again for y'all as well on the west coast of US and Canada. We have again our sister, dear sister and very senior Sudesh Didi, who's recovered now fully from the heart operation. She was supposed to cover a value that time in I think it was December last year, but now she's back in action. So, and she's so easy as a person, so easy. So she's covering on easiness, and following that we have the workshop on easiness by another beautiful sister with a beautiful voice from the US again, Sister Elizabeth, again from the West Coast. So this time it's West Coast zooming with us all the time this entire month. That will be following the talk, and this is our silence retreat. We'll be covering after easiness unity, and as all of you know, strength and unity go hand in hand. So the silence retreat this month, as we do the last weekend, will be on strength and unity. And finally, again, thanks to our dear sister Kosha. This is the May calendar, which we have already sent you in the emails, and we have got quite a few new emails. So we'll be sending you this as well, so that you are aware of what are our programs. Okay, so Anu sister, are you in action now? And can all of you all just open your videos for us so that we can take the group photo and then go in the meditation? Yeah.
Please switch on your videos. I'm ready to take the picture with Sister Mara, with all our strength shining from inside. Um, anyone else who would like to be in the picture, switch on your video, please.
Okay. So thank you so much. And so should I play some meditation music in the background, system? Okay, fine.
First of all, before we finish with the meditation, thanks so much to all of you for being there. It was a pleasure to be with all of you. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So as I go deep into silence, I have an encounter with my inner self. My aim at this moment is to empower myself in such a way that I am able not only to lead a peaceful life myself, but I can also help many others around me. I build my inner strength, having the consciousness that I'm a spiritual being, and having the feeling that all souls in the universe are my family members. From now on, I will nurture my heart with a deep feeling of goodness, because this feeling of goodness, generosity, are the ones who embrace you, which embrace everyone. And at this moment, I visualize God as an ocean of love coming in my direction. And I become completely merged in this ocean of love. He's feeling each part of my being. And I feel completely charged. At the same time, he's taking with him all my sorrow, all my negativities, all my questions. I feel a deep feeling of silence inside. I am completely aware of the task I have to do from now on. With spiritual knowledge and in the company of the ocean, I will definitely make the impossible possible. I am flowing with this very clean and pure energy. And with this feeling, with the certainty that everything will be all right from now on, and the best will always happen, I start bringing back my attention to the present moment. I am a being of peace and love. I am one with the universe. Om Shanti.
So thank you once again for the beautiful experience, and thank you for joining. Pleasure to be with you.